into the game instead.
Going live now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci, and I am so excited for this episode. Gonna be a lot of fun. I'm realizing right now I'm in the process of maybe losing my voice. As far as the test I took earlier says, it's not COVID, so we're going to push through it like we have been the last 3 years. If this is your first time watching the show and you're not a part of the Facebook group, you should go join that right now. If you search an Appropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video, that is where I book this show for the most part. And we got a whole new month of shows coming up that I will be posting about some point this week. So if you want to be a part, look out for that post. I want to have you on. I love having new people on this show. I also love having old friends on this show. And today it's just a friend show. This is the second time we're doing this topic in the last 10 episodes. Because the last time we did it, we got to a lot of weird ones, and I think we might get to a lot more weird ones tonight. That topic is movies starring cast members of Saturday Night Live, past and present. When I say starring, I mean like starring, like face, name on the poster, starring. Because if I just did any movie that features one of the, 200 people who've been on that show, there'd be too many movies. So I've narrowed it down a little bit. I'm excited to see what's going to happen tonight. As you can see, we have 3 contestants. We might have a 4th. We might not have a 4th. There's been some technical issues, but that is what happens with Zoom comedy. Is sometimes it doesn't work. But we'll see what happens. It'll be exciting if we get 4. Otherwise, we've got some wonderful people here tonight. Joining me on the show tonight are Doug Fitzgerald, Josh Pick, and Nikk Tetreault. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm going to start off first with the person who looks like they are in Studio 8H right now. Doug Fitzgerald's back on the show. Hey, Doug.
I thought you were going to say me.
How's it going? I just want to make sure I maintain the streak I have going of only winning 3 times in my history of the show. I want to make sure I'm going to give it my all.
If I remember correctly from your last episode, you're in good company. A lot of people are maintaining that same streak.
Yes.
How you feeling about this topic? Do you watch Saturday Night Live? Did you grow up watching it or anything?
I grew up. I even suffered through the late 90s, early the years when Lorne Michaels left, and it was just a garbage fire.
The early 80s?
You left in
I thought he left in the 90s. Okay. Well, I mean,
no, that was still everything that you see in the late 90s is still Lorne's fault.
That's all Lorne, yeah.
Still Lorne's fault?
Yeah, no, that's 80s.
That's 80s. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the seasons
Doug
are
loves
tough to
SNL.
I do love SNL.
Yeah.
I do love SNL. It's fun. It's fun.
Do you have like a favorite cast member or a favorite era?
One of my favorite, my favorite cast member is just probably has to be like, it's got to be Chris Rock.
Really?
Yeah.
Like after the fact, or do you like the 5 sketches they threw him on when he was on the show?
The 5 sketches he threw him on. Actually, you know what my favorite guest is? My favorite guest is Gary Shandling, above all. Gary, because he just pissed everybody off far worse than Andy Kaufman ever could. It was beautiful. Like you could see Phil Hartman like wanting to rip his face off when he broke the 4th wall.
Yeah, I feel like they haven't had a host like that in a while, who just ruins the show for their own glee.
Well, when they start putting VTuber influencers hosting, that'll probably be the nail on the coffin.
Oh yeah, no, definitely VTubers are the next Gary Shandling, I'd say.
Yeah, really, truly analogous, Doug.
Yep.
Well, Doug, welcome back. Also returning to the show, always great to see you here. I was just saying earlier, the reason that we know each other is that we took a sketch writing class together. So I know she likes sketch. Nikk Tetreault back on the show. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I am okay, aside from the maybe having the COVID. But other than that, everything's great.
I'm good for everything other than that. Good.
Yeah, sorry to say that. I feel like I've completely derailed. Let's get us back on track. Nick, do you like Saturday Night Live?
I don't want to confirm or deny any opinions that I have.
You don't like a lot of the behind the scenes backstage shit that we all know about, and it all sucks, and there's a lot of shitty things in Saturday Night Live.
There's nothing that I want to say on this permanently documented live stream about.
I mean,
Oh, my
I
God.
will say, and I feel like some people might echo this. It's a real troubled institution, and I would love to be a part of it one day. I have no problem deleting tweets. Please hire me.
China's great.
Like, good,
Let's
because
go.
we need to hire somebody to delete some tweets.
Every season they hire a bunch of people to delete tweets. I could be one of those people.
I feel bad for the guy that was assigned to Pete Davidson. It's like, ah.
Well, Nick, I won't ask you any more leading questions, I suppose. Thank you for coming back on the show. Always great to see you here. We're going to talk about movies tonight.
I love talking about movies.
Finally returning to the show. This is appearance number 35 for him.
Yeah.
So if you've seen the show before, you've probably seen his face. Josh Pick back on the show. Hey, Josh.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing tonight?
Plenty.
Funny.
A lot of ways to answer that question. That's not usually one of them.
Well, it did just happen.
We have great vibes tonight. It's going to be a good show. Everything is great.
It's
See?
humid. It's been really hot. My
It
brain.
is so. I just have a fan
Yes.
blowing on my face that I'm hoping the mic isn't picking up.
Not picking it up.
All right, great. How about now?
No.
No.
All right, great. I get a cooler breeze.
Yeah.
Josh,
That's.
do you give a shit about Saturday Night Live?
Yeah. Yeah. I should say that in the 90s, my father was a Mad TV guy, which meant I was a Mad TV guy because it was the 90s and there was one TV that I had access to. And also I, was like 11 or something. Throughout the entire decade of the 90s, I was 11. But yeah, I like SNL quite a bit. I sketch is important to me,
Well, so let's
I guess.
Jeff Richards or Jeff Richardson, the one guy who was on Mad TV and Saturday Night Live, and we don't know who he is.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be able to help me out because you watched Mad TV, but no, we'll just leave that in the
No,
air.
I don't.
Hi, Jeff. I hope you're watching.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Sure, he's still alive.
Well, do you have any like favorite cast members or anybody?
Yeah.
Great. So let's start the show. And like I said, we're gonna hold out hope that
I
that
like
our
Phil Hartman a lot.
Phil Hartman is
Phil Hartman.
is
I like
amazing.
Phil Hartman.
Just absolutely Absolute treasure.
Still alive on Tupac's Island, probably.
No, just so good and should still be doing good stuff today.
That joke was for Jeff. You're out there,
Jeff, wherever you are.
Somewhere in the ether, buddy. That's for you.
Well, welcome back, everybody. And like I said, maybe we'll get a fourth, maybe we won't. But either way, we're going to have fun tonight. You all know how to play the game. If this is your first time watching, here's what's going to happen. I have gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I have pulled a bunch of parental warnings for a bunch of movies starring SNL cast members. These content warnings, I do not know who writes them. I'm so ashamed that after 110 episodes, I can't get a single one to show their face, explain to me why they do what they do. But I'm so happy they do, because I have this show where I just repeat word for word the things they put on the internet to warn you about. I'm going to read these warnings. My friends here are going to try to figure out what movie these warnings are from. And I think I've stalled as long as I can. I think it's time to jump into the game. To do that, Doug, I'm going to go to you first.
Oh, boy.
Would you like a movie starring an SNL cast member from 2012, 2015, or 2022?
There was one released this year? Wow, I just start paying attention.
Yeah, buddy, right there with you.
I'm going to go 2015.
2015.
Yeah, they did make movies that year, didn't they?
All right, first movie of the night, starring a Saturday Night Live cast member from 2015 for 5 points under the category of frightening and intense scenes. If the MPAA rated movies like the ESRB rated video games, rated T for crude humor, mild language, suggestive themes, and fantasy violence. This kind person would like you to know what the movie would be rated if it were rated by the people who rate video games. For 4 points under the category of alcohol, drugs, and smoking, the president is about to chug a pitcher of beer, but is interrupted. For 3 points under violence and gore, a Smurf gets shot with a laser and killed. Oh boy, do I have some good news after that clue. I always say it before I should say it. We're so new to this game. Let's take a break, let those thoughts marinate, and welcome to the show, Elsie Clark.
Hey!
Yay!
Elsie Clark finally back on the show.
Hello.
They wanted to silence them, but they couldn't.
The truth was too strong. I'd like to thank Eversource. How's it going? Where are we?
We are on the 3-point clue of the first movie. So we are going to go back in time and introduce to the show, making their triumphant return after hosting possibly the best episode of this show. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch movies Elsie has seen. It's a 2.5 hour epic, and it is a joy from beginning to end. So happy they're finally back on the show, Elsie. Welcome.
Happy to be here, Nick.
So how are you feeling about this? So yeah, I feel like I haven't seen you in a million years.
It has been about a million years. And I feel excited. I made my spreadsheet so that I can reference all of the movies with SNL cast members that I was able to think of.
Okay, so you thought of these movies. You didn't just put together, you didn't copy and paste a Wikipedia article.
No,
okay, so I think that's
my
still
favorite
fair.
part is making the list.
That's my favorite part too. That's half of the show. You know that. You've hosted. Well,
so it could be with I could have a 60 movie list and 0 of the movies.
It has happened in the past.
Yeah.
Also worth noting, I mentioned that Nick and I met each other by taking a sketch class together. The instructor of that class was one L.C. Clark, who is a wonderful sketch writer, wonderful sketch performer.
But that's me.
And one of the reasons that I still am doing something related to comedy.
Shut up. That's good. Oh.
So thank you for that.
Yeah,
so I know that you like sketch.
All of you.
So to throw you into this game, let's get you up to speed.
Yeah, if we're not even past the first movie.
We're not past the first movie, and nobody's guessed anything yet. So I will give you the last 3 clues that we read. See if you can get it before any of this.
Okay.
And if you can't, we'll move on to the 2-point clue. So let's go back in time and say for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes.
Oh, what year? What year?
Oh, from 2015.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Under frightening and intense scenes. If the MPAA rated movies like the ESRB, rated T for crude humor, mild language, suggestive themes, and fantasy violence. All right, spreadsheet is off to a great use. 4 points under.
I could have told you that when you said 2015.
Under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, the president is about to chug a pitcher of beer, but is interrupted. For 3 points under violence and gore, well, let's bring us back to the present day. A Smurf gets shot with a laser and killed.
Trolls?
Is that an official guess, or are you
wait,
just talking out loud?
Wait.
Do you remember how to play this game?
Hang on, so I just thought of a 2015 movie with an SNL alum in it. So could you say them again? Just real quick, just the like.
If the MPAA rated movies like the ESRB, rated T for crude humor, mild language, suggestive themes, fantasy violence, president is about to chug a pitcher of beer but is interrupted, and a Smurf gets shot with a laser and killed. This is the longest we've ever spent on one movie. 3 of you have had so much time to think about it. Let's see if this 2-point clue helps. Under frightening and intense scenes, the appearance of some of the video game characters as invaders may frighten to very young children. Doug has a guess. Anybody else have a guess? Also, Josh, are you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He needs a nap.
2015.
All right. Doug, what do you think this movie is?
The Adam Sandler vehicle, Pixels?
This is the Adam Sandler vehicle, Pixels.
I couldn't think of the name of it. All I could think of was Ready Player One, but you knew it wasn't that. Oh, man. Yeah, okay.
What's Pixels about?
Video game
games.
Characters come to life and threaten
about
to
video games. That's
threaten
it.
the earth, and Kevin James is the president.
Oh, and he never gets to drink his pitcher of beer.
He never does.
I know one character hooks up with Cubert.
Yep.
And they have little human Cubert babies. I've never seen this movie. This is just things I know about it.
They actually had the inventor of Pac-Man was in the movie.
Final clue under violence and gore. Giant Pac-Man is seen chomping on a fire truck. Firefighters jump from the truck and land in the street. We are like 20 minutes into this game, and we are done with the first clue
and
the first movie. Doug is in the lead with 2 points. Everyone else is at 0. Josh, would you like a movie from 1985, 2008, or 2018?
85.
85. From From 1985 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, underage drinking at a party. In the 80s.
5.
Nick has a guess. Anybody else? Nick, what do you think this movie is?
This is underage drinking at a party in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
I believe it is Animal House.
It is not Animal House.
Okay.
Came out in the 70s.
It came out in
What?
the and
That's
also John Belushi. I think his character is also 30 years old in that movie.
Yeah.
That is a movie that is hard to use for that game. This game, spoiler alert, because most of the clues are sex crimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
That sounds right.
For 4 points under profanity, mild profanity throughout. No uses of the F word, use of wanker once, use of the S word and variations 13 times, use of bitch 4 times, use of a-hole 4 times, 2 references to tossing off, numerous mild anatomical references like big titties, donkey dick, etc. Love and etc.
Yeah.
You know, phrases like big titties and donkey dick.
This is 85, right?
85.
Okay.
For 3 points under violence and gore, some comedic violence, a woman holds a fake gun to a boy's parents so that he, the boy, can go to a party. Boy holds a gun to a bad guy and later fires it, accidentally thinking it was fake. Josh has a guess. Anybody else? Josh, what do you think this movie is?
Oh, this is wrong. But National Lampoon's European Vacation.
It is
I think
not
is off
National
by a lot.
Lampoon's European Vacation.
Yeah. I don't remember when those came out. Also, I don't think any of those things happened in that movie.
Elsie's checking their spreadsheet.
For 2 points under sex and nudity, throughout the film, many references are made about 2 teenage boys, 15 to 16 years old, being involved in sexual activity with an older woman, although they never define her age.
Sounds like every 80s comedy.
Exactly.
Well, which one is it? LC has a guess. Anybody else? All right, LC, what do you think this movie is?
Out on my list, and I don't know who's in it, but is it Weird Science?
One of the few movies starring an SNL cast member before they were on SNL. This is Anthony Michael Hall in Weird Science.
Wow.
He was on SNL for a
Breakfast
minute,
Club.
wasn't he? All right.
Wow.
I
Wow.
thought weird. I didn't think anyone from SNL was in that, so I didn't say it.
Same here. Same here.
The real weird season that I kind of don't want to say any other names because other names might pop up, but they had one season that is.
Oh my God, yes.
What's annoying is that was the name I was trying to remember of a person who had one season who was in a bunch of movies. So that's cool. I'm glad that my brain totally sucks.
Final clue under frightening and intense scenes. When making the woman, everything goes crazy. Very intense.
When making the woman.
I mean,
Doug and LC are tied at 2 each. Josh and Nick at -1 each.
hell yeah.
LC, would you like a movie from 1993, 2004, or 2014? This feels a little cheating, but I have to rely that.
All right. You know what? I'd like 1993, please.
1993.
I just have a
This
lot.
feels bad.
Not here to make friends, just here to win.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I only have 4 movies on this list from 1993.
Oh, I thought you meant in general.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
And you were staring for a while. I only have 4 movies. And
very devious about it.
1993 for 5 points under violence and gore. A man is given a gun and is asked to kill his new girlfriend's ex-husband. However, he throws the gun away and runs off, scared.
Oh.
Doug has a guess. Anybody else? All right, Doug. Oh, hold on, Nick. Nick, what do you think this movie is?
I have a feeling I'm incorrect, but in life we must take chances. No? Is it Oops, I Married an Axe Murderer?
Doug, what do you think this movie is?
Yeah, 100%. Who I Married. I saw that movie in the theaters, ladies and gentlemen.
In
That
the
is 93,
theaters.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't know. The movie's called So I Married an Axe Murderer and is definitely not this movie.
What? I still saw that movie in the movie.
And it is from 19.
I mean, you haven't seen it in almost 30 years. I guess you don't remember that scene isn't really in it.
Last time I saw it, I was putting my hair in a ponytail.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, a man talks about his friend finally getting his pubic hair. Pubes. In case you were wondering what pubic hair is also known as, they put pubes in parentheses.
Oh, good.
Oh,
I
thank
wasn't
God
sure.
for that clarification. Oh, thank
Yeah.
God. So confused.
For 3 points. Oh, okay. Let's see. What do you think this movie is?
All right, and try it. Is Wayne's World 2.
Mike Myers and Dana Carvey in Wayne's World 2. Yes. Yes, it is. I feel like leading up to it should have given it away, but that is the answer. Yes, this is Wayne's World 2.
That's amazing. It could have been that or Coneheads. And I really, wow. Okay, that's exciting.
Keep that in mind, maybe, if 1993 comes up again.
And because you already did sequels twice recently, and as I was saying Wayne's World 2, I was like, come on.
It sure is a sequel. I'm not quite sure. I
Surely
don't
they
know if I'm
already
following
just
your
did
train.
that.
No, surprisingly, there's more than 12 sequels, and it didn't make that list.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. I can't believe I decided to put Wayne's World 2 on the list. It just goes to show you. Well,
It just goes to show, prep for this game. You get nothing out of it except a satisfaction of reading back your notes.
Elsie
it's like I was right. I predicted correctly.
Elsie did the reading before class.
Also in Wayne's World 2, under sex and nudity, in a man's dream, there's a naked tribal member, but only his butt is visible. Sex and nudity, male and female blow-up dolls on stage in compromising position at Aerosmith concert. And profanity, some slang words, including schwing, are also used. Elsie, you're at 6 points. Doug is at 1. Josh is at -1. Nick at -2. Nick,
6 points.
you got 6 points because you got 4 for that and 2 for another movie. So that's
4,
6
okay.
altogether.
Yep.
I'm so sorry. Is this why you haven't been on the show in 50 episodes?
50 episodes?
50 episodes since you've been a guest. I think your episode was 72 when you hosted.
Yeah, well, as you know, I've been taking classes.
You have. You are like a better person, so you don't have to waste time doing this.
No, if that were true, I wouldn't be here.
Nick, would you like a movie from 1988, 2004, or 2013?
May I please have a movie from 2004.
2004. All right, from 2004 for 5 points under violence and gore. A dog chases a moped, then a car, then a truck through busy streets and ends up getting lost. LC has a guess. Doug has a guess. Anybody else have a guess?
No, but that sounds like something I've seen.
Doug, what do you think this movie is?
Is this the Chris Kattan vehicle, Corky Romano?
LC, what do you think this movie is?
I think this is the Will Ferrell vehicle, Anchorman, Legend of Ron Burgundy.
This is not Corky Romano.
I just want Chris Kattan to get his, his.
Oh, he got his. It is also not Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Put my hand down now.
For 4 points under violence and gore, a man spits food in the sink after eating cat food. Again, under violence and gore, a man spits food in the sink after eating cat food. Elsie has another guess. Anybody else? All right. Oh, Nick. Nick, what do you think this movie is?
I've made a mistake. The dates don't add up.
Elsie, what do you think this movie is?
And I've also made a mistake. Spanglish. What is Spanglish, please? Adam Sandler and Penelope Cruz in Spanglish.
It is not Spanglish.
2004's Spanglish.
For
Well.
3 points under violence and gore, a cat asks for shoelaces while in a cage at the pound. That clue again, a cat asks if he can commit suicide at the pound. Doug has a guess. Anybody
My
else?
hand is up, but I
All right,
can't-
Josh. Josh, what do you think?
Tom and Jerry, to whom it may concern.
It is not the Colin Jost vehicle, Tom and Jerry.
To whom it may concern.
For 2 points under violence and gore, a cat surfs down a stairwell on a food tray, runs into a food cleaner, spins around, flies out a window, and crashes through the roof of a
My
truck.
hand is up. My hand is up.
Josh's hand is up again. Anybody else's hand up? LC also has their hand up.
I'm just currently holding a cat, and I can't actually do it.
I've mentioned a cat a few times. LC, what do you think this movie is?
Garfield?
Josh, what do you think this movie is?
Garfield.
Nick, you were a little late on the buzz there.
I think it's for the best. I think it's for the best.
This movie is the Bill Murray classic Garfield.
Yeah.
Classic.
Good job, Murray. And I'm
So
holding a
not the
cat.
Mike Myers cat in the hat.
That's so crazy. I'm holding a cat whose name is Murray, who's not named after that creep, Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill
People
Murray.
often ask me that, and I say
Yeah.
no, he's not named after.
Yeah,
that
go ahead
really
and
gross
just
guy.
Google anything Bill Murray's done in the last 30 years and see
What
how
a
that makes you
fun-
feel.
What a fun, pleasant guy.
Last clue in that under frightening and intense scenes, the fact that Happy abducted Odie is quite scary for young viewers if they realize that this does happen on the streets every day. LC still at 6. Doug and Josh are at 0. Nick at -2.
That darn cat.
Nick, no, not Nick.
Is that on
Doug.
here? Did SNL exist 70 years ago or whatever?
Doug, would you like a movie from 1991, 2014, or 2022?
I want to go 2014.
And I will say
Would.
that's a different 2022 than the one I asked you the first time.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I'm afraid of anything that came out this year.
This movie's from 2014 for 5 points under violence and gore. A woman dancing kicks a man in the face without injury, but he falls.
What year is this?
2014.
Dancing and kicks a man in the face.
Kicks a man in the face. No injury, but he falls.
Okay.
4 points under violence and gore. A woman teaches a man to shoot, but he cannot hit any of the bottles lined up on a rail fence, and he slaps them to the ground with his arm in frustration.
I'll take a guess.
Josh is going to take a guess. Anybody else want to take a guess? Josh, what do you think this movie is?
I've never seen it, and I also don't know if this is when it came out, but is it that really popular Adam Sandler movie, The Hateful Eight?
It is. It's not The Hateful Eight. I'm also gonna give it away that it's not The Ridiculous Six.
I don't know what that is. Is that another Adam Sandler cowboy movie that no one saw? That Netflix paid him millions of dollars to make?
Yeah, remember when that was the worst comedian Netflix was giving millions of dollars to do anything with?
Hey, speaking of Adam Sandler, you know how he just would yell the F slur a lot in all of his old comedy records? You remember that? And also make fun of trans people?
Everything from the 90s is great.
Yep.
Nothing
bad
Otherwise,
ever.
they're pretty funny. They're
Right
pretty
now?
funny comedy records, but they're probably hate crimes.
I mean, just Alexis Arquette in The Wedding Singer is a hate crime.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Yeah. Good point.
But what's cool about the Sad Man is that he's not like actively doubling down on it today, because he's just like spending his money.
Yeah, don't you wish more millionaires would just spend their money and leave us
Spend
alone?
your money, man.
Right?
3 points under sex and nudity. Multiple scenes have fake sheep penises. One sheep pees on a man's face. Later, sheeps are shown dancing around, peeing out. God, that was almost an awful sentence. This is a fine sentence. Later, sheeps are shown dancing around, peeing out of their very visible penises.
My hand is up. I don't think. Who cares?
Josh's hand is up. Anybody
life has
else?
no meaning, I'll guess.
All right, Josh, what do you think?
I think this is too late for this movie, but is it Rob Schneider's The Animal?
It is not The Animal.
I really wish it was, though. You know, that guy, other than the stuff he's been saying lately, actually pretty good. He lives in the town where my brother lives, and he built their library for them.
If you ignore everything about Rob Schneider, including his comedies, not a terrible guy.
Yeah.
For 2 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, several scenes are in a Western saloon where drinking is occurring. In one of the scenes, several persons appear drunk.
How many comedy cowboy movies were there in the?
Very good question. We have a couple more guesses. Nick, what do you think this movie is?
Is this? I'm probably going to get the number wrong, but is this anywhere from 1,000 to 100, or 2,000, 8,000, 10,000, a million?
Does this count as
A
collusion?
million ways to die in the West.
Elsie, what do you think?
I'm
I
not
love this so much.
sure. A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Starring another one-season cast member, Sarah Silverman, in A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Elsie, you fucking roll.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we're playing charades too.
I'll have my theater.
Also in A Million Ways to Die in the West, under violence and gore, many, many people get killed in many different ways. Hence the title. Some are gory, some are not.
I want to go back and fact check and make sure it's actually 1,000 ways. I'm gonna watch that and count them.
There's a million of them.
There were a million. Oh man, yeah. I'm gonna need more fingers.
It's a pretty funny 25-minute movie that's unfortunately like 2 hours long.
Wait, somebody from SNL took a 2-minute sketch and stretched it into a movie?
Seth MacFarlane isn't from SNL.
Yeah, good point.
That's just part of his MO. And one of these days, I'm sure he will unfollow me on Twitter. Do not know why that's still the case.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't an SNL, but he could have died in 9/11. So
And
that's
what a
similar
world
to New
it would
York.
have been.
It's similar.
Well, figure out how you made it through his last call, you know? and
He
then do the opposite.
has retweeted my tweets to argue about comedy twice.
Huh.
Real good guy, that guy.
Oh yeah.
Real nice when his millions of followers come and start talking to me, wanting to have conversations with me. I feel like I'm hosting this episode as if nobody's ever going to watch this episode, and that's fine. Some of these episodes are like that.
Some.
Yeah, do you think Seth MacFarlane's going to enjoy it, though?
I think so. Real funny dude. If he wants to hire, I'll work on the Orville. I don't care. Give me a writing
The
job.
show or the ship?
Hey, Seth, no, it's okay.
LC is now at 8. Doug and Nick are at 0. Josh is at -2.
That's okay.
I feel like things are right with the world. I'm at 0.
Josh, would you like a movie from 1999, 2004, or 2008?
No.
I'm
No.
sorry.
1999. I guess.
1999.
Wait. Yeah, that's fine. Who cares? I'm not gonna.
All right, 1999 for 5 points. Under sex and nudity, a teen girl screams, quote, "I'm not a slut," over and over while imitating a movie. 2 people buzzed in real quick on that. Josh, what do you think this movie is?
Cider House Rules, baby. 1999.
There we go.
There it is.
Starring co-star from A Million Ways to Die in the West, Charlize Theron.
Yeah, I'll go back to my hole now.
LC, what do you think?
My guess as to what this movie is could best be expressed by quoting the film in question, which I believe to be
Wait, what was the clue? That doesn't matter. I already made a fake guess.
1999's Superstar, starring Molly
is
Shannon.
Molly Shannon
in the role.
and Will Ferrell are both on the poster. This is Superstar.
Fun fact about Will
99.
Ferrell, he is named in Jane Doe's lawsuit against NBC and Horatio Sands.
Yeah.
That's a pretty fun fact.
It's a fun fact. I've got more of them.
Plenty
Yeah.
of them. Okay.
I know.
Also in Superstar.
My monologue that I did was sort of an homage
No,
to
I
that
got
character.
that.
I wanted to. She would do that.
Oh.
Also in Superstar, under sex and nudity, a girl makes out passionately with a tree, pretending it's a guy.
Yeah.
Violence and gore. The main character gets into a violent fight with a classmate. The 2 girls slap each other several times, knock each other to the ground, and sometimes use objects while doing this, including hardcover books. She literally drags the girl out of the room by her hair. No blood or bruises are shown, but there's a lot of screaming. Profanity. This may not count as profanity necessarily, but the characters poke fun at Christianity throughout the movie. For example, teenagers sing songs such as "John the Baptist Lost His Head." This may be considered offensive to some. And sex and nudity, Mary Catherine often jumps around, revealing her white underpants under her skirt. Also, there's a scene where she gets into a physical fight with a cheerleader, and the cheerleader's underwear is seen too.
Ew.
Gross.
Elsie is now at 13. Doug and Nick at 0. Josh at -3. Elsie, would you like a movie from 1996, 2007, or 2019?
First option?
96, 2007, 2019.
$2019.
2019. From 2019 for 5 points under sex and nudity. Not much nudity, but there are a few sexual jokes made. A man tells a masturbation joke during a stand-up routine, although he doesn't finish it. Buttocks shown non-sexually, but that's about it, as with nudity.
Elsie, I'm glad you laughed. It didn't finish there too. After.
Yeah, right. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, Josh,
Solid.
what's your guess?
Oh no, the jerk off thing. It really
All right.
changed. Masturbator 2.
For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, the losers are seen drinking during the dinner scene.
What year is this
All the
again?
losers.
2019.
Oh, 2019.
Yeah.
I worked in a movie theater then. Hang
And
on.
you may have sold tickets to this movie.
Okay, so somebody's making a joke about masturbation in a stand-up act.
It doesn't finish the joke or the masturbation. We do not know.
Absolutely. And then losers
Mhm.
drink at a table. It's 2019.
It's
Okay.
2019. No?
Don't wait for me. I'm imagining myself sweeping up the floors again, trying to have it all come back.
For 3 points under violence and gore, multiple on-screen deaths, including children getting their heads bitten into by the villain's mouth. These sometimes result in blood splatters. That said, these are not really graphic.
Is that like a Minions thing or something?
Yes, I remember that scene vividly where the minions bit off children's heads.
Don't know. It seems like something they would
I think
do.
I've seen the wrong movie.
For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, many jump scares. These are usually very predictable, though, and not that scary, unlike the first one.
2019?
2019.
I'm like the first one. Oh,
All right, get ready to hit the button. For 1 point under frightening and intense scenes, Pennywise can morph his mouth into a giant gaping mouth with layers of sharp teeth, which he uses to mangle and eat his victims. This is all done with CGI. There's everybody's hands. Look at everybody. Nick, what do you think this movie is?
I think that this is It 2.
Josh, what do you think?
Yeah.
Good enough. Doug, what do you think?
technically, the movie is called Stephen King's It Chapter 2.
Elsie,
fuck
what do
up,
you
Doug.
think?
Yeah, that one. The one everyone said.
Yes, technically the movie is just called It Chapter 2, so y'all got pieces of it. Bill Hader plays the older version of the kid from Stranger Things in that movie.
I'll just have to believe you.
Not
I
the
have to
twins.
believe the internet. I've never seen this movie.
I actually, it's one of the movies where I'm like, you know what? I'll risk COVID to watch the second part.
That seems right.
Elsie's now at 14. Doug at 1. Nick at 1. Josh at -2. It's anybody's game. Nick, would you like a movie from 1996, 2013, or 2016?
2016 will be okay, please.
All right, great. Not the way it felt in 2016, but in retrospect,
That was a
not
horrible
as bad
year.
as some of the other years.
2016 was 12 months long.
Some
Thank you,
say.
Elsie.
Didn't feel that long.
This movie's from 2016 for 5 points under profanity. Surprisingly, there's a use of fuck in the extended version of the film. This is the only F word in the extended movie.
Garfield 2. Fuck it.
Fuck is the only fuck in the extended movie. Elsie, what do you think this movie is?
I think this is Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping.
There are so many F words in that movie. way.
Great
There is-
movie, though.
There is full frontal scrot in that movie.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
There's not enough representation of scrot in movies nowadays.
For
That's true.
4 points under 6 in nudity, a naked mannequin chases a woman.
What year is this again?
2016.
What is-
For 3 points under 6 in
Naked.
nudity, there is a crude suggestion of a fart being emitted through a vagina. One character asks if they want to see it happen live, to which all the other characters shut her down.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, for 2 points under violence and gore, Abby tries drops Holtzman, while being possessed, but saved by Patty. Boy, Abby drops Holtzman while being possessed, but saved by Patty.
Me too. Boy. Truer words, huh?
What was that sentence?
Abby drops Holtzman while being possessed, but saved by Patty.
Yeah, duh. Come on. How many times you gotta?
Don't know how many. I can't make it any clearer than that. Abby drops Holtzman, but saved by Patty. Doug,
That's,
do
I
you wanna
think, my
take a
new
guess at
favorite
this
clue.
movie?
That brilliantly written clue has got me thinking Ghostbusters.
I gave you 3 character names in there, and one of them looks almost exactly like one of the contestants currently looks with their current haircut and glasses. It's Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I have that.
You have that, but possessed didn't get you there.
I did appreciate how Bill Murray
What are you doing?
Fucking dies in that movie.
dies like within 2 minutes, and it's amazing.
did
Final
have
clue in that, under violence and gore, a ghost throws a man out of the window.
I just didn't scroll up enough.
Elsie, you're at 13, Doug at 3, Nick at 1, Josh at -2. We're finally to the last go around. 4 movies remain, one more for each of you. That means there's still 20 points on the board. This can go in any direction.
Yeah.
Doug, we're gonna go to you.
Okay.
Would you like a movie from 1991, 2004, or 2007?
Let's go 91.
Let's go 91.
Yep.
Josh, everything okay over there?
Oh yeah,
All right, cool.
living my best life. We're doing great. Move on, please.
We do not see you, but we hear so much of you right now.
That's fine. Just move on, please.
He's unwrapping a Werther's original.
Don't worry about what I'm doing, Doug. Worry about what I'm gonna be doing.
I always worry about what you're doing.
1991 for 5 points under profanity. I thought for a second you had your shirt off, Josh.
Nope.
Not the only
Funny,
one.
though.
The way the light hit it.
Yeah. No, it's just my loose skin. Don't worry about me. I lost 8,000 pounds yesterday.
Rats.
Doop, 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 doop.
For 5 points from 91 under profanity. In a children's classroom, a parent swears constantly. He used phrases like stupid bitch and goddamn. He does this for about 4 minutes straight. Doug has a guess. Josh has a guess. Anybody else have a guess?
Yeah.
Josh, what do you think this movie is?
It's the Kindergarten Cop. It's
Doug,
the
what do you
famous,
think?
famous. Oh, you're just gonna know. Okay, that's fine.
Wait, you said 91, right?
91.
Oh my
I
god.
want to retract my guess then. Fuck you. You know what? See ya.
I'm trying to remember my guess now. Oh, Problem Child?
It is not Problem Child. It is Kindergarten Cop.
I know.
Yeah, it's not.
What?
I know.
For 4 points
There's no-
under
I don't know
sex
who
and
was in that.
nudity. Under sex and nudity, right after the opening scene, a man is undergoing surgery on his buttocks. He is seen from his face and his bare part is covered.
Say that one more time.
His bear part.
Right after the opening scene, a man is undergoing surgery on his buttocks. He is seen from his face and his bare part is covered.
Huh.
I don't think I've ever seen this much of Josh's apartment. I feel like we're going on a tour this episode.
We definitely
It's
are.
a house, not an apartment. Nick.
All right,
You know
fine.
what? You know what? You know what?
Josh,
Oh,
I
don't
miss
be
you.
that way. Come on.
Aw.
We want to meet the house.
Ugh. No, you don't. This house sucks. I'm moving soon.
That was enough.
Don't sit on in the house.
The house has feelings.
No, it
The house
doesn't.
actually looks sad now.
Good.
You apologize.
No.
You heard its
You
feelings.
come here and you make me, Nick. You can walk here.
Oh, we're still doing a show, right? All right.
I think we are.
3
I think
I
we
points.
don't know.
For 3 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking.
I feel like I'm being attacked, if I'm being honest.
Josh, I love you.
Okay.
And I say that in the most attacking way I can.
Thank you.
That is a threat.
Okay.
For 3 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, throughout the film, the cook is seen drinking. Eventually, he gets drunk and starts acting wild.
Cook.
The cook?
Oh, wait.
Wait.
What year? 1991?
91. We've got 2 hands up. Anybody else want to join in? Nick, what do you think this movie is?
All right, so I'm in a situation, right? Because okay, so there's Adam Sandler, and he's in this movie called Happy Gilmore, but he's also in I think Billy Madison. It's so that's the name of 2 people, and Adam Sandler's both, but one of them he's going back to school. And I think Happy Gilmore's about golf, so maybe it's Billy Madison. Additionally, I would like to say that Doug's joke about opening up a Werther's original has had me laughing for 10 minutes. Yeah, Billy Madison. Is that a movie?
That is a movie.
You're
And
off
that-
by
that-
5 years, though. Sorry.
Doug, what do you think this movie is?
I'm gonna think it's a hot, wet American summer.
Wow, you managed
Is
to
that a
be
real
even
guess?
farther off than
You're
Nick, both
almost
in
you're
title
like a
and
decade
year.
off, dude.
It came out in 2001, right
Hey,
before
time is
everything
merely a
changed.
construct.
Who do
Okay.
you think was in
Years
that
don't
movie? And
matter.
how old do you think they are?
It is not Billy Madison. For 2 points.
Went out of
Boy, oh boy.
Really? How am I in last place?
Under violence and gore. Lots of slapstick violence, including
Oh.
comical roughhousing, comical saddle soreness, comical destruction, comical gunshots. Also, a man gets gored by a bull. We only see a close-up of his face screaming, not the actual impact, and getting dragged by a runaway cow. Two horses gallop off a cliff to their deaths. We only see them disappearing over the side of the cliff. No impact or dead bodies in the scene is actually meant to be comical. That got everybody but Doug. Let's see, what do you think this movie is?
Cat on the fridge.
So I decided no matter what the clue was, I was gonna guess the 1991 movie from my list. So I do believe that the movie you have described is 1991's My Girl.
Josh, what do you think this movie is?
1991.
Very
Gotta
comical when he goes in the woods and he's allergic to bulls.
That dumb girl thinks the dead kid needs glasses to see. He's not seeing anything.
Right?
It's a laugh riot.
The box.
Josh, what do you think this movie is?
The 1991 Dana Carvey classic Silence of the Lambs. Now, I've never seen this one either because I hate Billy Crystal, but is it City Slickers 2? Legend of Curly's Gold?
Nikk, what do you think this movie is?
I don't know what it's called, but
Nikk, do you understand how this game works?
it's the one. Hang on, no, is it? I feel like maybe this is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. I think that it has Billy Crystal in it, and he's dressed up very inappropriately as a Native American. And Adam Sandler's in the movie too. Wait, Bedtime Stories. Nope, it's the wrong year, isn't it? Isn't it? I think it's called Bedtime. I'm just gonna say it. Say it.
I mean, I think you're now off by like at least 20 years. It is also not My Girl, and it is not City Slickers 2, okay. Search for Curly's Gold.
I have no idea what year that came out. Probably the 80s.
Final clue under violence and gore. I really hope I have these scores right because I have so lost track of this. This round's been going on for 10 minutes, I think. Under violence and gore, two cowboys menace the guys by putting a loaded pistol in the baby calf's mouth. They then proceed to menace them at gunpoint until Daniel Stern pounces on one and disarms him. He then puts a gun to the cowboy's head and threatens to shoot him, but doesn't end up pulling the trigger. I see two people have buzzed in. Anybody else want to give this a try? All right. Doug, what do you think this movie is?
I'm going to think City Slickers 1, the original.
Josh, what do you think?
Cabin Boy. Daniel Stern. Cabin Boy. The cowboy movie classic set on a sailboat. Cabin Boy.
Cabin Boy? Is that the movie you're going with?
City Slickers.
Elsie, what do you think? This is just the original City Slickers with Billy Crystal. Nikk, I was so confused by the train you were going down. You had Billy Crystal, you put them on the opposite side of the war.
So that's a 90s franchise, really? Okay. Well, I don't believe you, but it's okay. It's your game.
God damn.
This one feels good, Nikk.
It feels like a great episode. I'm so happy you're all here.
You should feel proud of yourself.
I'm having the time of my life. We're going to be here another 2 hours. I hope everyone has cleared out their schedule. We got 3 movies left. Elsie, you're at 13. Doug at 3. Nikk at -1. Josh at -2. All right. Josh, I know you don't want any of these, but would you like a movie from 2008, 2012, or 2022?
2022.
2022.
Yeah. I actually saw some movies this year, but none of them that would fit this criteria. So
all right,
this is cool.
This year is 2022, right?
It sure is.
No.
This movie came out at some point in the last 7 to 8 months. For 5 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, brief mention of Molly and ketamine.
Top Gun. Goose wouldn't have died if he wasn't on so much goddamn ketamine that fateful day.
Elsie, just judging by your smile, I have a feeling I know what you're gonna guess, and I'm excited to hear you guess it. What do you think this movie is?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming it's ketamine jokes. You said?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, Marcel the Shell Shoes.
Honestly, not the one I thought you were going to guess, but a much funnier answer. It is not Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, which I still really, really, really need to see.
It's bleak.
I need that kind of bleakness.
People love it. He gets really into ketamine.
For 4 points under Sex and Nudity, this is a real funny follow-up to that guess. Explicit sexual conversations about anal, masturbation, coming, fetishes, positions, sex work, STIs, sluts, eating ass, being horny, and revenge porn. All right, LC, what have you got this time?
The eating ass, being horny, and revenge porn. This is Everything Everywhere All at Once, which features a meaningful cameo from Jenny Slate.
Jenny Slate's having quite a year. It's
I'm
not Everything
kidding.
Everywhere
I
All at
think it's
Once.
Fire Island.
I don't like how you jumped in there after that, but it would be bad not to give it to you. This is
Is it Fire Island?
Fire Island.
I knew it was Fire Island to start with, but I just knew it was really funny to say it was Marcel.
See, this is what I like. You're showing the lead that you're making jokes. You're
No, I bring that extra crackle.
You have been sorely missed.
Aw.
Also in Fire Island, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, men gather a collection of random pills and substances and then consume them, even without knowing where they came from. This results in some physical reactions and characters wandering off or getting lost. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, the characters have gathered for a week of partying in bars, houses, and parties. There's significant drinking resulting in vomiting and hangovers. And sex and nudity, lots of men in skimpy bathing suits and underwear, including bottomless. Some of these men have bottomless underwear.
Scandalous.
2 movies remain. Elsie's at 16, which is comfortable enough unless you want to start making some guesses. Doug is right behind at 3. Nick is at -1. Josh is at -2. LC, would you like a movie from 1988, 2007, or 2022?
When was 2007? What was the
Calculate.
What was the first one?
88.
Okay, 88. Please.
Okay, 88. Penultimate movie of the night from 1988 for 5 points. And there goes my voice. Now I'm really feeling it going. I'm pushing through this last 10, 15 minutes we have.
You can do it. You can do it. 4 hours later.
For 5 points under violence and gore, a man falls down the stairs. He is presumed to be dead, but he wakes up, farts, and passes out again. No blood. This is mostly played for laughs.
No.
No.
What year
Well,
is
it doesn't matter. What's going to happen? I'm going
88.
to lose the game.
All right. Josh, do you want to take your guess?
My Blue Heaven,
It is not My Blue Heaven.
but Steve Martin's in that.
Yeah, but he was not an SNL star at any point.
Yeah, but he's
Nope.
a funny guy.
Who was an SNL star who is in that movie is Joan Cusack was in the Anthony Michael Hall year.
Yep.
Oh
I
yeah.
know that year is insane.
For 4 points under violence and gore, there is an armed robbery involving a shotgun. No one is shot. It's mostly played for laughs. Anybody else? All right, Josh.
Batman 1989.
It is not Batman 1989.
It's almost the right year, though.
It sure is. It's off by one.
Okay. Well,
It was bold of
Seem
them to
pretty
call
sure
it
of yourself,
Batman
buddy.
89 and 88.
what do you mean?
For 3 points under sex and nudity, man tells son that he expects him to have sex with the girls that bathe him. Elsie has buzzed in pretty quickly there. Anybody else?
Huh.
Elsie, what's this movie? Hold on, Doug. Doug, what's this movie?
Is it Arthur?
Elsie, what's this movie?
Is Doug Gilgood and Dudley Moore in Coming to America?
It is Dudley Moore in Coming to America.
It's the only one on my list from '88.
It is the movie. A movie that is, I only just saw for the first time a few months ago, and it mostly holds up.
Yeah.
And the sequel absolutely does not hold up. And I think it came out last year.
It was
Yeah.
painful.
I wouldn't like because I saw the first one within the past year, I think, and like I just was like I would not want to like ruin the taste left in my mouth.
Oh, that's smart. I went, well, let's jump to the second one immediately the same day.
Oh no.
And,
I was blown away how funny it was.
The whole premise of the second movie involves a setup that should have been out of date in the 80s.
I believe it.
That I don't really want to get into details now, but a beloved character, our main pal, is drugged and taken advantage of, and it's fun. Now we have a whole new movie.
No blood and mostly played for laughs. Gotcha.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
Now that we've got through that.
Also in Coming to America under sex and nudity, in the first quarter of the movie, there is a tribal dance with very revealing clothing. No genitals or breasts shown, though. And profanity, strong language throughout. After Akeem stops a car, the driver comes out and says, "You dumb fuck." Akeem then asks Semi, "What does dumb fuck mean?" Later, when Akeem and Semi arrive in New York, the driver says, "This shitty enough for you?" All of this played for laughs. 18 years as a fuck.
18.
One movie remains.
This is where I get my comeback.
And we're just doing it for fun. Because right now, Elsie is at 19. I think heading towards their high score. I forget what their high score is. Doug is right behind it, too. Nick is at -1. Josh is at -4. Nick, you do get to pick this movie. Even though it isn't a ton of years, would you like a movie from 2007, 2008, or 2012?
I feel sad because there was one movie I was really hoping you'd bring up, and it was from 2018. And 2018 has not been mentioned, not once, on this entire show.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's not on this list.
How unfortunate. That being said, I would accept 2007. Let's see what happens.
Can I ask what the movie you were waiting for was?
The Spy Who Dumped Me.
Wow.
I looked up the warnings for that earlier today and then was like, nobody's going to remember this movie, and just didn't include it. I'm so sorry.
You are the one in charge of the game. I am but a pawn.
Honestly, it's not fair because there's a bunch of movies on here that I'm like, there's no way anybody remembers them. But we also didn't get to those. We're getting to this one, final movie of the night from 2007 for 5 points under violence and gore. The violence isn't very graphic, but it is very disturbing, and is even more disturbing because it actually happened.
What year again?
2007.
I have a guess.
All right, Josh from your darkness. I don't even know how you're guessing while you're muted. It's
Don't worry about it.
Okay,
it's
there you go.
2007.
Yeah, huh?
Capote.
It is not Capote, but it would have been amazing if it was.
Yeah, I know.
For 4 points under profanity, 10 uses of fuck. This movie is also a long movie, so it sounds like less when you watch the movie.
I have a guess.
Absolutely.
Can I guess?
Yeah, nobody else is guessing.
2007.
Uh-huh.
There Will Be Blood. Paul Dano, famous SNL guy.
It is not Paul Dano in
Shut
There
up,
Will
Nick.
Be Blood. For 3 points under no. Okay, 3 points under violence and gore. 2 people are shot while sitting in a car. Blood sprays on the windshield. One is shot several times, and the other is shot in the head and the knee. The scene takes place at night, so it's not entirely visible, though there is still blood.
Nick, I want to guess, but I don't want to raise my hand.
I feel bad because I just said it wasn't There Will Be Blood, but there is blood.
Okay, that's okay. I still want to guess.
All right. I'm gonna go to you last. I'm gonna go to Nick first.
Okay.
Is this the gritty, uncut version of Fever Pitch?
I mean, it takes place in Boston, so I have to assume all of this is going on behind the scenes. LC, what do you think?
Now I'm thinking like, I should have said Fever Pitch. But no, I had what I thought was a pretty good guess. Is it this movie that technically has Bill Murray in it, Zombieland?
Josh, what's your guess?
Well, it's not because it's the wrong year, but I'm upset CB4 wasn't here.
Yeah,
the first one?
It's not CB4.
I know it isn't, but that's a good movie.
It's not Fever Pitch. It's not Zombieland.
Fever Pitch came out in like 04, I think.
I will say that Zombieland, I hate to break it to you, did not actually happen.
Oh, right.
Yes!
Doug, I do have to read this next clue.
Okay.
For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, overall feel of the film is very scary as it revolves around a serial killer. Now we have 3 hands.
How is this not?
Nick, what do you think this movie is?
I believe that this is So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Elsie, what do you think this
I
movie is?
married an axe.
I think it is. Oops, I'm the Zodiac killer.
Oh, I got to guess.
Doug, what do you think this movie is?
Every Bostonian's favorite fucking movie since it came out, Departed.
Josh, what do you think this movie is?
Greg the Bunny.
Is that a TV show?
Yeah, but it's like a movie.
It is not The Departed or Greg the Bunny,
Pisser.
or So I Married an Axe Murderer. But throughout everything you said, I will give it to you. It's the one name that I didn't want to mention from the Anthony Michael Hall season, but this stars Saturday Night Live alum, Robert Downey Jr. in Zodiac. This is Zodiac.
Would you look at that?
On a season. Wow.
Robert Downey Jr. and Anthony Michael Hall were just best buds that whole season, which is why you see Robert Downey Jr. in a bunch of Anthony Michael Hall movies like Weird Science. Let's wrap this up because this has been such a journey, and I think we're all like past our bedtime. Final clue in that under frightening and intense scenes. The fact that the real life killer was never apprehended gives the feeling of unease when watching the events of this film. That was Zodiac. This was Inappropriate Movie Database. Our final scores tonight. Josh at -4, Nick at -2, Doug at -1.
Swish!
LC at 20. Making LC the winner tonight.
Pulled it out in the end.
Just pulled it through.
Came through from a power failure. Now I'm the winner. Suckers.
We'd like to thank Eversource.
Oh boy, this was an episode. I love you all. Thank you so much for doing this.
Check out this Daily Beast interview with the anonymous accuser behind the SNL lawsuit.
Absolutely check that out. It will make you angry and sad because we need a little more of that in 2022. Before we go, if there is anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, any last words? Josh, you want to say anything?
Oh boy. This was a well-fought victory for me. Yeah, no. Well, I don't know, man. Like, no, not really. Not as such.
All right.
You could just get, who cares? Fine. I was just gonna say doing a basement show next month, but if you DM me, I probably won't give you the address anyway. So just forget about it. You're probably a cop, so I don't.
Doug, anything you want to say?
I would like to plug not any shows I'm doing, but if you guys are hungry for some good food, you go to Salio's in Somerville. They have good food. I just like to pay it forward, and they always have my beers on tap, Allagash White. So yeah, go to Salio's. Just not on Thursday because that's when I'm there, and I'm not going to want to see you, whoever you are.
Wonderful. Nick, you got anything you wanna finish up the episode with?
Yeah, I'm making my comedy sports debut on August 13th at 5:00 at the Rosie Square Theater, and I'm also going to be performing there again on August 20th. I'm pumped.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
awesome. Finally, our winner, LC. Anything you want to add to this episode?
I looked up and noticed that many members of the 2002 SNL cast, including Anna Gasteyer, Tina Fey, Rachel Dretch, Will Ferrell, and Maya Rudolph, stood in the entranceway commenting to one another as they observed Sans groping me. I distinctly remember that Gasteyer made direct eye contact with me as Sans was groping me. Her jaw dropped, her arms shook, and she became visibly startled. Next to Gasteyer, I saw Fey and Dratch looking at us and laughing. When I looked at Fey and Dratch, who were excitedly giggling, they were startled and positioned themselves behind other people. Dratch later, in her 2012 memoir, called that party the most memorable after party. I accept this victory with a full heart.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
So I guess thank you for watching, everyone.
I mean, it's right. It's just like right there on the internet, though. I just feel like it's weird that it's like right there. Like these are big names, right?
Right. And yeah, people should know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing this show. This all really sucks. All of it is just the fucking worst, and I wish there was any chance of accountability. But also, this story is multiple years old, and nothing seems to be coming of it. So honestly, thank you for bringing it up. If you've gotten this far in the episode, look it up and never have heroes.
Just know that it happened, and that Lord Michaels cut my power earlier this evening because he knew I was going to say the truth.
That's true.
Also, enjoy this episode until I have to private it when one of us gets a job on that show.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure my basement sketch show is gonna blow up. I'll tell you.
Thank you once again to Doug Fitzgerald, Josh Pick, Elsie Clark, Nikk Tetreault. I'm Nick Martucci, and can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description. Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. Gonna start booking August shows soon, so if you want to be a part of this fun, please look out for that post. Reach out to me. Would love to have you on. Come back. We do the show two nights a week. Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. This Thursday, last show of July, we're doing movies about or starring animals. Just a cute, safe episode to end the month with.
I didn't mention this girl was 16 when all these stories are taking place. I feel like that's like a pretty
damn it.
piece of info.
I just assumed that it's gonna be
Like
underage.
I know. I just, but like, I didn't want to come in here all like, ooh, like listen to this 20-something who like can't at a party. Like, no, this is a teenager.
Of course, a guy who looks like Horatio Sands is a teenager.
That means nothing.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
Oh no, I will not be silenced. Additionally,
I haven't ended it yet. You're only silencing yourself.
listen, that's bullshit. For example,
I'm letting it go so nobody thinks I'm trying to silence you.
no, okay, well, look. What are you talking about? A guy who looks like Horatio Sands? He just looks like a guy.